Greetings, guys, gals, non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. The other day, I was just peacefully scrolling Twitter, just peacefully minding my own business, and then I was assaulted. I come across a video of the man on TikTok, formerly known as She Lovey, whom I have made a couple of videos about in the past. And I was like, oh my god, he is back. And I tweeted saying that I would have to do an update video on him. Since this occurred, Chad has actually also uploaded a video about him, which is the second time that this has happened to me. I promise that I am not copying Chad. I promise that we just have the same ideas at the same time. Chad, I'm not copying you. I promise. We should have collabed on this instead. I think that would have been great. But alas, I am here alone, suffering alone, no longer, because I am going to be suffering with you. Anyway, today I wanted to have a look at some of his TikToks and give a little bit of an update about what he's doing, because he's still the worst. But before we get into it, I would like to say a massive thank you to today's patron of the day, Samuel. I appreciate your support so much. Thank you so much for joining. If anyone else would like to become patron, you go to patreon.com/savvycat. It starts at as little as £1 a month, and it means a lot. Anyway, yeah, let's get into the TikToks. Now, if you don't remember anything about this man, his content hasn't changed very much, but he basically posts a lot of thirst traps, and then a lot of just him being real fucking sleazy and weird. And the funniest part of it, though, is that a lot of his TikToks, he used to interact with women. There were so many women in his videos. There was times where he was with like 3 women at a time. He was like handcuffing these women. He was like nearly making out with these women. He was like straddling these women. Like, most of his TikToks had women in them. And that is what I find so funny about his comeback now, under a new name, by the way. He's Between Heaven and a Dream. Is that there are no women anymore. He is by himself, completely alone, making the exact same content, but by himself. And I find that absolutely brilliant. These women just like don't want anything to do with him anymore. They're like, no, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. So like, he has this video. Where he's like, and he's sitting in a chair, and he's looping a belt, and he like tightens it with his mouth, and he puts his hands in it, and then he has handcuffs now. And this is amusing to me purely because he used to post these videos a lot, with belts, with hair ties, with whatever else, but he always went up to these women and would like show them and make them do this, and then he would handcuff the women and like go up in between their arms, or they'd do it to him. And now he's had to resort to doing it by himself in a chair in his lounge, and that is so good. As he deserves. That's so funny. I love that he's just been abandoned and left by himself. Maybe it was a choice that he made. I highly doubt it, though. And it's so funny to have watched him go from like that to now being by himself. Because this video itself is still so cringe, but it's so much funnier when you realize it's because like he was rejected. That's my favorite update on that, is the fact that he's alone now. He has no companions. He is alone in literally all of his videos, which are, other than that, all exactly the same. He does all these transformation videos, right? So like, here's a transformation video, for example. And if you remember from the last time I made one of these videos, he for some reason decides to film all of his videos in an elevator. I don't know why. But basically, he's standing in this elevator, he has his hair slicked back, he's like giving himself like an overbite, he's got glasses, he's got a yellow plaid shirt, tucked into some grey sweatpants. And this is his like only bad outfit that he has. It's the only one. It's the only one he's ever had. He doesn't own anything else that he considers an ugly outfit. And he just stands there like awkwardly reading a paper, and then he steps out of the lift, the door closes, and when the door reopens, it's red lighting, he's shirtless, he's leaning against the door like, look at me, I'm hot. And it's just so funny. I thought this trend died like so long ago of like pretending you were ugly, and by ugly it's just like you dress like nerdy and make yourself like not dress in a like a flattering way, and you give yourself glasses, which is hilarious because that obviously makes you very unattractive, and then just transforming into being like hot. Like, why is this still a thing that people do? Why does he do it time and time and time and time and time again? He has so many of them. It's like every second video, and it's the same song, it's the same outfits, it's just done over and over again, except now he's alone. And then he also has ones like this one, which where he starts off like up close, like double chin, looking from down here like hee, I'm so nerdy. And then when he does the transition, it's like his legs going over the camera and then like straddling like around the camera, and then you're like looking up at him from his crotch, and it makes me uncomfortable. It makes me so uncomfortable. I really dislike it. It's just so odd. It's such an odd thing to make for content. Like, it's such a weird way to do thirst traps, being like, look, I'm so silly and geeky and ugly, but like, bam, now you're in between my legs looking up at me and I look hot. Like, who is this for? Yeah, like, who is this for? Like, I get thirst traps to a degree, but like, this type of thirst trap is so bizarre to me, and then doing the same thing over and over again, and then coming up from like between his legs. You know, it's not for me, but like, And then he still does this whole genre of videos where last time I made a video of this, he had like 15 of these in a row. He doesn't seem to do so many of them now, where he just has the camera and he like pans it all the way up his body and then up to his neck, and that's the whole TikTok. And it's with the same song every time too. Like, I don't get it at all. How has it been literally years? The first time I made a video about him, I believe, was like mid 2021. So it's been like 2.5 years. And he was making content before I made that video about him too, of making the exact same videos. Like, that's wild. Have some growth at least. The fact that he's shown no growth at all, other than the fact that women don't want to be associated with him anymore, is like kind of impressive, honestly. I think about my content that I've made, and although it's like the same sort of, you know, stuff, I talk about the same stuff, it's the same sort of vibes, I like can't watch some of my old content because it is so different, because I've learned a lot, I've grown a lot, I talk about things differently. Like, although I make the same content, it does vary, you know? Whereas this is literally exactly the same. He's even using the same audio, which doesn't make, like, aren't you meant to use audio that's trending? I just don't get him at all. It just doesn't make any sense. And then he's got ones like this, like photo ones that aren't videos, and this one is ick. It's the biggest ick. So like, ick warning right here, okay? And it is a text conversation from a girl's dad over like a shirtless photo of him, and it says, "Don't text my daughter again." And he replies, "Our daughter. She calls me daddy too." Vile. Oh my god. Even if that is something you do in your relationship, even if your girlfriend called you daddy, even if that's something that you're into, calling her your daughter is taking that step too far. Like, that's actually so fucked up. Even if your partner calls you daddy, don't refer to them as your child. What the fuck? Especially, I know it's hypothetical, but like, to their parent, them being like, don't talk to my daughter, you mean our daughter, that's vile. That's horrific. That's horrible. Why would you say something like that? Why would you even joke about saying something like that? Also, I'm sorry, in case you've forgotten here, this man does in fact have the word daddy tattooed right here. He does have a daddy tattoo. So, he takes that shit seriously. Oh my god. That's one of the worst ones I've seen, honestly. And then he has another transformation video that starts with me without tattoos. And he is wearing his same sweatpants with yellow plaid and his glasses and his hair slicked back. But something that you'll notice in all of these transformation videos is, for some fucking reason, he puts like a wet patch like over his crotch. Like, that's so gross and so unnecessary. Like, so gross and unnecessary. Like, why are you doing that? It's not like he's like peed himself or anything. It's like specifically like a splotch of like wet just right over his crotch. And I have no words for that, because that, why'd you even think of that? How do you even think of that? Why do you do that? That's so gross. For no reason. Adding a whole extra layer of just to all of his TikToks. But anyway, this one is me without tattoos, and it's him dancing around in that outfit, and then transitioning into someone wearing, like, being shirtless and wearing the Scream mask, because this is for Halloween, and you know, there's nothing hotter than the Scream ghost. And then, of course, like all the other horny men on TikTok, he has taken up cooking videos now. He did one with raw chicken, but it makes me like too uncomfortable to watch. Like, they're all uncomfortable. All the cooking videos are uncomfortable. And I wanted to make a video about these horny chefs, but I'm too vegan for that. Like, they make me uncomfortable in the like gross sexual way, but like I can't look at meat, especially like whole chickens. Like I can't look at it. It like actually makes me feel very uncomfortable and upset. So it didn't include that, and I won't be making a video about those TikTok chefs. Instead, I included his video with Russian dumplings that he made, which is arguably a little less graphic, but still very grim. So we're gonna watch that, and keep in mind there is a worse cooking video he's done. I can't do it. I can't make myself watch it, and I'm not gonna put you through it either. So this is the dumplings. So first he licks salt off of his hand, and then he whisks eggs with his two middle fingers and shows how like stringy that is on his fingers, and then he's like kneading the dough with his middle fingers and just squishing things in his hands and trying to be all seductive while doing it. He even pulls out the plate with his like two middle fingers, like pulling them towards him. And it's like, bro, you're trying way too hard. The egg thing is so foul too. Like, so foul. Whisking the eggs and then... Why? Why would you do that? I'm pretty sure in the chicken one, he, like, fingered the chicken and then licked his fingers, which is a way to get salmonella. I'll tell you he did that in that video, so now you have the mental image of that. You're welcome. I don't get this genre of TikTok. Like, why can't you just cook food? I was always told not to play with my food. Especially don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. It makes me so uncomfortable. Just, like, be normal. And cook your food. Please. Please. Just stop, okay? Take a breath. Stop. One thing that people do, and I think I've talked about this with him before, but I can't remember, that I find really weird is this sort of side by side. So this is another photo sequence he did, and it just says, I think I need someone, with a photo of him as a kid, older, with a photo of him now. And I always find this so weird and creepy and like gross to like use your baby photo to like sexualize yourself now. And fans do it a lot with people as well. Like I see it with like in the K-pop community and most definitely in other places as well, with people being like using baby photos and then like thirst traps, being like, wow, look how hot they got. I'm like, that's so weird to do next to a photo of someone as a child. Like so weird to do next to someone as a child. Like yourself as a child and being like, I think I need someone older. Like, yeah, because you were a fucking child. Why are you even putting yourself as a child anywhere near that context? You know what I mean? Like, it's gross and it's weird. Get child photos away from thirst traps to any extent at all. They shouldn't be there. Children, past, present, or future, should not be anywhere involved with a thirst trap. Period. Get it away. Stop it. Stop it. Men only have 5 moods. Constantly horny. How are we gonna get rich? Watching an Andrew Tate video. Anyone surprised? Didn't think so. Random 3 a.m. motivation, and he's like boxing the air and doing push-ups. Intense loneliness, staring into the void. And then my family needs me, staring out the window. I love intense loneliness followed by my family needs me. Because, like, then, bro, if you have a family that needs you, there's a solution for your intense loneliness, and that's going to your family. If those are your only 5 emotions, I think that I'm going to pass on a relationship or being near you at any time, especially with the added in Andrew Tate video. I think that none of us are surprised about the fact he's watching an Andrew Tate video. I don't think anyone is even a little bit remotely shocked about that one. But, you know, he's playing the intense loneliness thing pretty well, considering that all the gals in his old videos seem to have rejected him. It's just so funny. We can talk about the male loneliness epidemic until the freaking cows come home. We can talk about that forever. Maybe that will be a whole other video, because I could talk about that forever. Now is not the time. But bro, you did this one to yourself. You clearly had the attention that you wanted and the company that you wanted, and now you don't. Either you can't afford that company anymore, or you've just been too much of a dick for them to want to stick around. So either way, on you. And on top of choices that he makes and vibes that he goes for, he has been told many, many times that he looks like Johnny Depp. And he plays that up so much. Most of his popular content is just him dressing up as Johnny Depp. A lot of his content is like, he's got this like 50 years of style as Johnny Depp video where he just goes through and dresses up as Johnny Depp throughout his life. And interestingly enough, wildly enough, this came up on Kat's For You page, and she sent it to me like, why is he here? Why is he on my For You page? What have I done? How did he get here? So this blew up outside of even just like straight TikTok. This made it its way off, and it like verged out a little bit, which is terrifying, honestly. If I ever see him on my For You page, I will throw my phone across the room and set it on fire. I actually got a notification for him posting today because I spent so long going through all of his TikToks and saving so many that TikTok felt the need to notify me when he posted today, which was embarrassing, to be honest. But yeah, it's not a surprise that he loves Johnny Depp and that he plays into Johnny Depp. And people eat it up. So he does a lot of videos like that. He has a lot of videos of calling like Johnny Depp his dad. He just likes to pretend that he's Johnny Depp. Like that's enough of a red flag, right? I think that's another red flag that exists. But hey, going through and styling yourself as Johnny Depp throughout the past 50 years, I will say is better content than most of the others. So at least there's something that doesn't make me want to crawl inside of my own skin and just like die, you know? At least there's a bit more effort going into styling yourself as Johnny Depp for 50 years. Like, I understand that there's like a market for that. I understand that some people are interested in that sort of thing. If you're into fashion and you're into like fashion over time and such, like, I understand that that might be something that people are interested in. And it's not so creepy. Johnny Depp as an inspiration is a completely different conversation, but it's a little less uncomfortable to watch at the very least. So thank you. He loves to make a show in what he's doing, because he also has like this TikTok where it's saying stop dressing like a dad, and it's showing him pulling up his pants to buckle up. And I don't even know if I can show this, honestly. I might have to censor this. He's clearly like stuffed something into his underwear that's like bulking up, and he's like trying to pull his pants over the top of it, and it's like getting stuck, and he's like struggling to pull his pants over this like massive bulge in his underwear, and then finally he does it, and he's like, no thanks. It's like, he just way over sexualizes himself to a point where it's like uncomfortable and like not okay on TikTok as a platform. Like, you can't be doing that on TikTok. If you want to be doing this shit, he has a Telegram channel, I think. Like, do it over there. Yeah? If you're going to be doing this, go post it in your Telegram channel. Go post it on a private account. Don't be posting this to a public TikTok where there are a ton of kids around and you know that you have an audience with a lot of like teenagers. It's gross. It's weird. And it's don't be posting that at all. But like, I get that that's a personal preference, but like, don't. It's gross and it's weird and you need to stop it. Anyway, I think that we have looked at enough of his videos. This was so all over the place. I had notes, but then I got distracted and I went all over the place. And so I don't know if any of this made sense. I don't know if this was an enjoyable video for you, but you know, we had a bit of a deep dive. We had a bit of a watch. We had a bit of a talk. He doesn't seem like he is going anywhere anytime soon. So yeah, that is him back on TikTok, back in the world, all by himself this time, and with a brand new name. Let's see how long it lasts him this time before he gets banned, like he did last time, once he'd reached over 1 million followers. So let's see what happens this time, shall we? I hope that you enjoyed this video. A massive thank you to my Sprout and above patrons whose names are up on the screen right now. I appreciate you so much. And a huge thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons: Harry, Bobby, Josh, Mandy, Sparrow, Ikazel, Jessica, Eldo, Danielle, Raven, Elias, Boston, Chris, Amelia, and Samuel. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining. If anyone else would like to become a patron, you go to patreon.com/savvycat or click the top link in the description. For as little as £1 a month, you get my videos a day early and my podcast a week early. And then for £3 and up, you get things such as outtakes, bonus mini podcasts, live streams, vlogs, and more. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, The Queer Kiwi, and Twitter, That Queer Kiwi. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah. When you close your eyes, you replay